Asixube lethe.
Madoda niqhutshwa njani ngumuntu obethwayo week in week out.
You don't want to take a generational talent njengam. Fuck mthatha.
Is it patriotic when it's for your province?
Provincial-trotic.
Ucho right now.
There's a lot of politics in the Varsity Cup. And ayikho player generational engazange nxiba moon boot. High school
100%. Hattrick Heroes is sponsored by Dreamstream. To support us directly or get access to ad-free versions of our show,
join us on the Dreamstream platform. A link to the how-to video is in the description. Hello, and welcome again to another episode of Hattrick Heroes. Once again, we have VK is back this time around.
Nyagomsha compliments of the season.
The cutoff date for that was
March.
yesterday.
It's March.
March.
Until the 31st of March. By Nyagomsha. Compliments. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Then last strong Easter. Only then we abandoned. Compliments for the next year.
Eastern Cape rules.
Yeah. And keep us a team enkulu. Team number 1 on the log. Ingena defensive midfield efuna uyisainela. But we are also joined by Uzizi. He's joining us virtually namhlanje. Technology yethu good.
Yeah. We have a ghost Jan among us.
it's a madoda ni grand.
Sharp. Yeah.
All right, bros. Right. Nyabo VK. Right la glory la robbery. Between Liverpool and Chelsea,
but this scoreline doesn't
reflect the performance. It should have been 6, ne?
Yeah, because I didn't watch the whole game. I saw highlights in the morning, and Bambe second half, and it looked like Liverpool were playing on easy mode.
Hey, Switch. Nunez broke the record yesterday for most times you can hit the woodwork. He hit it 4 times
in one game.
4 times.
I saw that penalty.
Aye. Best party Red Sea.
Oh, which
bonile uJoti phuma phakathi kwamadoda ba udla yolo
lazoba humble ndithule bros zoba humble ndithule namhlanje.
So iBA yethu esinayo namhlanje, it's been a while. Ndiyeke nosela again.
Yeah. That's why I keep saying this section of the show is under threat.
Yeah, hey. Cause ndikuya ne diet ka have a life no.
Oh,
so yabole into i-calories zam ubaba kaziba hippie.
That's why. It's cool. Akondo ngeminenye. Akondo ngeminenye. Otherwise, I'll keep it going for all of us.
Wow. For the segment.
For the segment. For you to stay alive. It is Indoni.
The Devil's Peak. King's Blockhouse IPA. Double dry hopped IPA. Bright hops, bold finish. Devil's Peak.
Lena VK ubuke wayiva. Ngokubuke wayekapo kanye. It's totally new nakuwe.
Ndijonge efrijini ndakhangela into endingayaziyo. Mbone wena uthatha ired la. Ndaqonda
hey beniphelelwa ngamathemba pha.
Ngaba kwi-red la. Nansi beer noko. I mean Devil's Peak is a brewing house that
and it's one of like the more
the mainstays. The mainstays
when it comes to
there's so much with Devil's Peak. You sometimes even think sakhe sayisela le. Now wasifika must be ngathi sakhe safika kuyo, of which apparently it's our first time.
No, it is our first time unless enxilile.
I think it's the second IPA we've had in the show.
Yes, it's definitely the second IPA we've had in the show, but this is the first one of its kind.
Do you guys remember?
It was Noon Gun, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Noon Gun.
Yeah. And how did we rate that?
We were not really familiar with an IPA first and foremost, but I've already had a sip of this one. Bold.
A
lot of flavor. A lot of flavor
Nam,
in there.
nam, that's why I'm asking
Yeah,
because
it actually
I
took me a
man.
bit back.
Is it?
Yeah, ibondiwe.
Hey, and if you nam those first few sips, but
Yeah, well, ikhona into.
Yeah, man,
man,
Yeah, this is.
It's not one of those easy drinking beers. Ungayisela mhlambe with 3 sips.
No,
Ubese
this
uyidla.
is. Ibhiya yamadoda le.
hey,
Ayobhiya yofundela.
did wanna up about 6%? I've been thinking go for the whole time. 6%.
6%,
Black.
yeah.
Bonke ngokulento not only the
Ayona
flavor
black,
but also the
isavana.
percentage uba asifundisi indaba upapa. But you only taste, the taste is really good.
That is.
It's not something you used to, but really good.
Something that will take some getting used to. You put it that way.
Yeah, but you wouldn't need too many kisses to fall in love with her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah, but Yona. So the questions when we reviewing a beer zinye mosuba ungayisela phi, ungayisela nabani, and how much would you give it out of 10? Speech.
Yeah, I say like if it so happens that I have cravings for something this bold, this thick, let me put it that way, like something this bold and like if I were to have cravings for it, I'm still getting used to IPAs. As we said, it's the second one that we're rating. I find this one slightly better than the last one.
Agreed.
But I would drink it at home. But I would have to get just 1 6-pack and maybe continue with it for like the whole week.
Especially Lando kaka 6%.
Yeah, there's also that.
This is actually when you see uba amantombazana ayasogqitha ngosela.
Yes, 100%.
Ayasogqitha because 6% isavana and
It's
bayakwazi
standard.
uyisela
Isavana is
ubusuku
standard.
bonke.
Isavana.
Kawuzama usela isavana ubusuku bonke. Dabaza.
Zamuqabula ngesavana
Ah,
uyoshusha.
mna, I never make that mistake. Sebenza 3, ngithenga 3 kaniqabula ngayo. Akufuneka uthenge carry pack.
No.
Kwesithathu utshintsha back to your corona.
You're setting yourself up for failure.
where's
If you
my
take
Sunday?
it back. Yes, Savannah.
Where's my Sunday? Yes.
But
Led, when?
yeah, I'm every sip maybe I would definitely buy it for myself. Even the Samudini craft beer, I'll definitely get the Devil's Peak. I drink it at home, as just Richard said. Having it at home, 6%. Awufuni ube ngumuntu ozulayo xa uzosebenza ngalo 6%, but ke andiziboni ndisela a whole carry pack alone at home
Yeah.
because of that percentage.
Izawufuneka sewuthethele phezulu.
Ewe kaloku kwalapha endlini ngoku.
Sewuhle koko. Tata.
If I'm flying out somewhere, it's a lounge, and they offer it, because of like xesha, I'd probably have one or two, and then mhlawumbi ndibuyele kuloo nto ilight ndiyiselayo, but it's a good taste, man. It's a good beer when it comes to me. Le nto ubuyithetha uba indicingisa back, man. Indicingisa back. It's a strong beer.
It's bold.
And bold, yes, that's the word you used. Bold le beer. So yeah, those are the two places I drink at home, and maybe before ngene kwi-flight nje
Slow
for a
lounge.
young
Yeah,
buzz.
yeah.
Yabo. Kuba ndingenothenga stout ke.
Out of 10 breakfast.
Out of 10, I'll give it a solid 7. 7 out of 10.
7.5.
You? Glad if I know. I think now I'd probably it's something I would drink. It's a beer with a lot of character. I'm always interested in the print. Does it match up to the beer? I think we had one beer that talked about a lot of flavors, and then when we drank it was quite flat.
Yeah.
So I always look forward to? Does it translate to the actual? I mean, anyone can write great copy, right? Bold character, this. But when you actually drink it, you don't actually like.
They just talk a big game. Otherwise,
So I was reading this and I was like, oh my god, it's on point. You know, I would drink it at home. Ndingayisela ezilalini. Akho xhego xa ndinolinika idambi elinothinga amanzi antoni la. Ayokhazi light le. Ayokhazi light. So just on that basis uba ndingayisela ezilalini.
Need a photo studio? The Dreamstream Photo Studio includes a 2.7-meter PVC backdrop in black and white and is available for only 115 rands per hour. You can also rent a Canon R6 and lights. All rentals are for studio use only. Terms and conditions apply. Contact studio at dreamstream.co.za.
Thank you, Ben, for coming out tonight. My name is Son of Augustine. Let's go.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Because I'm weak one, though.
On average, I think this is the highest ranking for a beer.
On average, yes.
Yes, on average, episode,
Because usually someone will give it a high. I don't hear.
Must be like episode here, who garden. Strong rate on average, case comparison, because now, this could be the best beer amongst the three of us that we have ever had. Upper show.
We really do need to have that episode we've always talked about, where we kind of bring in all the beers we've tasted.
Okay.
Have like a ranking.
A ranking. It has to happen.
Because sometimes you can rate a beer high and you do mean the rating. But if someone says, actually, you rated this beer higher than Whole Garden, you then say, wait a minute.
No, but we definitely need a standoff between SZ too. I don't know when, but we do need a standoff because, hey, I'm not Whole Garden.
I think in general, we are big fans of wheat beer. We've actually liked a few wheat beers. I don't remember a wheat beer that came here and disappointed.
No, I don't think we've had.
I thought we were not fans of IPAs, but clearly.
Our introduction. But no, this has redeemed the reputation of IPAs
absolutely
among us. So,
nani ningake nizame noko ungaya unxiba ivest efrijini for le.
Yeah, I don't know.
Try it. Let us know how you like it. And
got this one at Spa.
Spa. Noko they have quite a large selection of crafts.
Is it affordable? Is it like
139?
Yeah, it was
139. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah, considering Google's is 140 and they're only 4 packs. It comes in 6.
Actually, 140, 139, you're expecting 4 inside.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So 6 pack. Napoleon, Devil's Peak, a blue IPA.
And
Kings.
it's worth it.
Yeah.
Like,
agreed.
the taste is worth it.
Agreed. To the betting segment. Hasiqhube lethe.
Madoda niqhutshwa njani ngumuntu obethwayo week in week out.
Hey, khona la xesha ubune Sharks singabetha. Every week uthi Sharks.
Hayi Sharks. Ziphansi zandekisa ukubheja Sharks. Hey ndikhena ngena December
like the first game.
All the time. Buddhas, man, ndibhejile for the weekend. Weekend end almost le, 4th, 5th, first weekend of the month.
Yeah.
There's a big game, Premier League. I went Premier League and Six Nations because the Six Nations, that's about the only rugby that's playing in Nkulu this weekend. So I went Premier League now because Premier League I've been here for a while. Didn't go AFCON, but I want to add AFCON and I want to add Abafana. So I'll see obithini. But Premier League. Yo, sorry, that's it. Oh, ndicinga uyathetha that's
No,
it.
it's brave. AFCON.
Ibrave AFCON unyanisile ndiyoyika mna AFCON.
Ayinsimbi AFCON bras. Yeah.
Intswampi yona
Ayinsimbi
but
AFCON,
yokunzima
yeah.
better ba.
Ayinsimbi
As
AFCON.
Morocco zitshona fundi.
Ezichephu ze-tactics hey hayi.
You need a bit of chaos.
Awubona pha ku-AFCON kwi-tacticals azi simoshile. Ibhola hama toda ipha ku-AFCON.
Sure.
Yathi kudlalwa amacala. Yeah. Akho stapa.
Hayi akho star pha. Awuzawuthithwa ngalendlela, uzawuthithwa like a footballer pha, not like a star football. But ke I kind of fag up the nto bensithi ngifuna Bafana because Bafana is doing the things. Liverpool Arsenal big game. Expect a lot of goals. And
Maybe
there's games
4-1.
where you don't get goals. So I went Liverpool and under 2.5. I never play unders, but I'm playing unders this time.
okay.
Yeah, bo. It's 7.6.
What?
That's odds.
7.6.
Yeah.
Is it at Anfield?
It's no Emirates.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, bo. And then I went Chelsea, man. I saw 2 games in a row and we're playing at home and no goes win at home. So I went Chelsea 1.63. Then Manchester United, West Ham. I said over 1.5, which is 119. Manchester City and Brentford over 2.5, and I kept it at that.
Okay.
Newcastle, Luton Town. I said both teams to score. Luton seems to be playing well as well. Newcastle, yeah, funa uphinde ivuke kodwa yabonakala ubufraud.
Yeah.
And then I went to 2 games with 6 Nations, France versus Ireland. France is playing at home and I saw a team I set it up and I said France to win that one. Odds were City 1.54, which I felt were good. England's playing Italy, Litego. 1.24 opholileyo.
Yeah.
If ungakho upset pa ndingo 2.
Nah,
So
it should be an easy win for England.
that's what I'm thinking. So 50 rand gives you 4.2. No, not too bad. Yawuxhomekeka ke nakwipokoto yakho. 70 rand will give you 6,000. Jalo njalo.
How many
Have a look.
fixtures is that? Ziz?
That's 7 fixtures. 7 fixtures.
Cool. That's good. And yeah, at my slip, I went with 10 fixtures. And yeah, it's across, I think, 3 leagues in Europe, England, Spain, and Italy. And as well as cricket, the SA20. And first up, Getafe versus Real Madrid. I went straight win for Real Madrid. I think I was tempted by the more than decent odds for a Real Madrid win.
Ikhuphe lo game because inamhlanje lo game.
Namhlanje. Oh, okay, my bad. Let's go. Okay.
Ikhuphe lo game itesting.
Okay, thank you. And yeah, okay. First one, let's go. It's Premier League, Everton versus Tottenham. And even though I want Everton to win, I've gone both teams to score. I believe Sean Dyche is definitely living with something. And yeah, there's Brighton versus Crystal Palace. I went Brighton straight win. Newcastle versus Luton Town. Even though it might be tough for Newcastle, it's at St. James Park, so I've got Newcastle straight win. And Burnley versus Fulham. It's a tough more, but whenever Burnley play, I always go anytime goal scorer, Lyle Foster. That's good. That's good odds. 3.20. And then Sheffield United versus Aston Villa. Went with double chance, Sheffield or Aston Villa. And then in Spain, Athletic Club versus Mallorca. I've gone with Athletic Bilbao. And then Valencia versus Almeria. I've gone under 3.5. Not expecting too many goals. And then with the cricket, Sunrisers Eastern Cape versus the Pearl Royals. Pearl Royals are a good team, but you know, like I have to be is it patriotic when it's for province?
Provincial-trotic.
I've gone with the Sunrisers Eastern Cape, even though the game is in Paarl and it might be a little tougher for them, but it's cricket. Anyone can win. And then there's Pretoria Capitals versus my Cape Town. My Cape Town a week later. So both teams, but yeah, I've gone with the Pretoria Capitals. And my slip, for 50 Rand, you get 6,755, which is quite decent. And I thank Ulail Foster. Hopefully, I'll thank him kaguhle once I win.
How many fixtures?
It's 9 fixtures now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I also have 9 fixtures. I said Everton, Tottenham. Actually, this is a slip of straights. Tottenham, Everton, Tottenham, odds of 2.35. Aston Villa versus Sheffield. I said Aston Villa. Sheffield is playing at home. Barcelona versus Alves. I went Barcelona, odds of 1.85. Girona versus Sociedad. I said both teams to score.
Okay.
AC Milan versus Frosinone. I said AC Milan straight, 1.67. Napoli versus Hellas Verona. I said Napoli. Take that with a grain of salt. You weak like Napoli lately. You weak like Napoli. Yeah. And I said Nantes versus Lens. I said Lens. Stade Reims versus Toulouse. I said Stade Reims. And then over in Portugal, I said Famalicão versus Sporting Lisbon. I said Sporting Lisbon. For $50, that will give you 9,841. That's 9 fixtures.
9 fixtures. Hey, VK, el ticket lakho eli kuyafuneka ngikhe ndingathi ndiyalijongisisa.
This is straight.
I listen to it again.
Now, if I'm in the mood, I might say Bafana or draw. Double chance.
Okay.
Just to take it over 10.
Okay.
No, when the show goes out, I can do my mail in some more and Jen njengoba ndingafaka phini thini phi because hey ininzi le mali VK afuna uwina and ndiyifuna le mali VK ndifunayo.
Heist.
Yayibona le heist yakho Chase, ndiyayibona le heist yakho.
So that's our betting for the week. Hopefully
and do bet responsibly.
Yep.
Gambling, no gambling for ones under 18.
Winners know when to quit.
Yeah, winners know. I almost said winners know when to lose. But, but yeah, winners know when to quit. Yeah. Good.
So, the topic here too for the day. We always see, right, these school lists. January, when it's starting, you see like top 10 most expensive schools. You're watching your favorite team and then someone says he went to this school, or you see Kolisi going back to PE to grade, there's a stand named after him. And then you probably start to wonder, okay, maybe there's a formula to this shit.
100%,
right?
yeah.
Maybe the expensive schools have something esingayaziyo. Then you start to think about, xa ndinomntana onetalent nyana, xa ndinomsa kwesikolo, le talent ingamultiplyeka kangakanani? Because these schools are basically high performance centers, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So today's segment, we look at for parents, for future parents, for uncles and aunts,
Yeah.
for scouts. Bona nje umntana wanetalent ekazi konde nokufaka ekhwabi yena nakwethini, you know? But that's not ethical. But
Diplomatic VK.
yeah, you get me. What's that movie? The Blind Side. You know, things like that where you happen to adopt a future NFL Protea, Springbok, Liverpool player by chance. You know? Then you start to think, to maximize the potential.
I'm on my feet, the underdog, and I won't be beat. Turn the lights up now, welcome to the show. I ain't never
Are you a musician?
all I know. My eyes on the prize until I die. I'm gonna rise like
The Dream Stream Music Studio is now available on Sundays for only 295 rands per hour.
we work for a ball in line. We gon' give it our all until the end of time.
It includes a 12-channel desk, a variety of mics and cables, electronic drum kit, and a laptop for recording. Terms and conditions apply and booking is essential. Contact studio at dreamstream.co.za for a site visit.
So we've all compiled a list of schools, girls and boys, to say, uba, umntanakho. I'd like to think ngencwadi, like
Yeah.
you can pretty much go to any good school, upase.
Yeah.
But you're not really guaranteed uba you're gonna go to Mtata High and go play Quickers first. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's not gonna happen, you know.
Sure.
Shit, you'll be lucky to go play Hudson. So, you don't want to take a generational talent, Jengam. Jengam.
Sure.
Then the generational talent. As I always tell my wife.
No. And that's a fact, VK. At some point, okumntu way generational talent.
Yes, then it becomes, you start to look at abazali bakho funny.
Yeah. Wait,
You guys let me down. You guys let Nas down.
They fumbled.
Yes, yes.
Otherwise,
Then
could have been
bona-
set for life.
Bajonge wena bathi bathi umaphimbe bese gym vabaza.
Vabaza.
Hey, bona bengumjonga jongwaro.
Uyiyo nale generational talent.
So which code do we start with? Let's start K because of
Should we start with codes or schools?
let's start with codes.
Okay.
And then based on those codes, we then mention the schools.
Okay.
Then as we close mhlawumbi the show, we can then mention our list of schools that, you know, I mean, as is called, right? They might not have a Springbok, some of them, right? But have a good rugby program. Mhlawumbi just that the talent that's coming through at a certain level, you know.
Yeah.
But i-rugby program yabini swim. Esinye equal sibene like
Yeah.
like you look at the Queens versus Dale thing. I think it's similar rugby programs on a scale
Yeah.
in terms of even class two. There's some years where it goes Dale, there's some years where it goes Queens.
Yeah.
But Queens has one Springbok and Dale has
Yeah.
So sometimes you then say maybe there is an element of luck because at that under 18 downwards level, the talent is kind of similar, but something happens afterwards.
Ngumaya waseqonqa mhlawumbe.
Unayo i-role edlalayo.
Role edlalayo.
Ndiyaniva mna madoda. So which code?
Siqala ngayiphi switch?
Let's do rugby.
That's the now I was gonna suggest rugby kuba sisuka winning. That's the fever. Every child is playing with a rugby ball.
Yep.
Okay. The rugby.
So rugby is it Project Andre?
Project
Andre indwana
And it's actually on app and
But in terms of honors, kaloku switch. Intwana yakho xa iqhutywa from under 20, you have a good feeling about this one.
Yeah, xa yolandwa ina 18 for under 20.
Yeah, boy, say we blazer.
You've skipped Varsity Cup at 19. You've skipped SA schools. From under 18 class in straight to under 20. Yeah, hi, that's a project.
You even start to think ba mfazi singayityi trust fund yale ntwana.
Izawuba
right le ntwana.
Hayi xa isenzeka kanjalo. Yeah.
Why would intwana e9 idinga trust fund yerenza amadoda mayikwesithi.
Must establish it. So it's Henry Pollard. Project Henry.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. The project, it works mostly ungumntu osuka in the Western Cape, in the Free State, and parts of Gauteng, which parts of Gauteng being Joburg and Pretoria. Iyasebenza ke nase KZN. Outliers, Pietermaritzburg, but mostly Durban because that's the hub. Eastern Cape, it works. Njengoba besichilo, it's got those Dale, and then kubekho lo Jim Vabaza, kubekho ezinye nje izigele esecaleni, your Grey Peas, as producer. So ke ngoma andazi basaqala kweyiphi province.
So I was saying
who you have or
I was saying we should probably divide the provinces into north versus south.
Okay.
South being Eastern Cape, Western Cape, Northern Cape, everything that's down.
Okay.
So if
colony.
if you in those areas, you then say for distance and let me make a decision, it's probably best to send your kid to these schools. If you're in the north, Free State, KZN, Gauteng, you then say, okay, geography-wise, let me send to these schools.
Yeah.
So we can maybe name the schools and then we'll split them into that north versus south.
Okay.
For example, just key stats, right? Since 1992, that was our readmission into
international sports.
Yes. So we work 92 upwards. Those are real Springboks. Grey College has 29 Springboks. Paul Jim has 14. Paul Rose has 11. Springboks that's produced. That's the top 3 Springbok producing schools.
Kaipi Navigate?
Grey College, Bloemfontein.
Standard.
29 Springboks.
And counting probably.
Corners. Paul Jim, 14. Paul is Western Cape. Paul Rose, Nayo Gymnasium, 11. Now it's a Western Cape.
Stellenbosch.
It's a Stellenbosch, Western Cape, yeah. Those are the top 3 rugby producing schools in the country.
I knew there was a gap between the Grey College and the rest.
Yeah.
I just didn't think it was as big between themselves and Paul Jim, ne?
So so that gap that's the other thing we're gonna look at. So traditionally, before 94, these schools were basically developmental centers for club football. You went to the school, you played high school rugby, they developed you, put you in the pipeline, and then you would, if you're good enough, play professional. And then after 94, when we started integrating, we then found if you go to this school, you are going to get better exposure, better opportunities. You're likely to get scouted. And these schools, I mean, Grey College, the level of money it pumps.
Yeah. Tibet 21 VK with the schools that you've managed to call out the top 3. I don't think there's a masomelele that is going to be a Springbok from these schools. Or a Siviwe or a Mta. Yabo. Mnage ngokubesinga sitha ngale topic we're talking about your Kes, your Dale, your JP. Because ezi is standard, man. We already know in Royal.
Okay. But it's likely that you'll succeed if you go here.
Yeah. Of which you're limited for Ababanes to Kwabantu to go to Grey and go Bio Gwenza Springbok colors. Yeah, bo.
That's a good point.
Yeah. We need
So, yeah, go on, lad.
Tifunana for or dubs. But I understand it's very realistic. Angathi ubudubs xa ibukele ishow. Makaye Grape Bloom. Ayifika pha. Abethe ke mnyango Grape Bloom kwasosingesi. Afika sithethe pha. So masibe kwezi zethu man ezi. Yeah, yabo. So who would we look at outside those schools?
Then if you're saying that, we probably then have to have some kind of fee cap. Maybe to say as a scholar can't be more than 100K a year.
Yeah.
Because once it starts being 100K a year, you then start looking at imali that are not floating here.
Sure. Yeah, go up now
Because you start looking at the private schools.
Yeah.
So,
which private schools? They don't produce that many.
yeah, I mean, there's no Springbok here, Pumas and Johns.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Amapucho. Maybe you might get rowers.
You might get rowers.
But, yeah,
Springboks, not a
that
chance.
boy ain't buying bread from rowing.
So yeah, St. Stephen's, St. John's, they struggle to, and these almost always in and Zitur.
Yes.
But what about if we're starting in Joburg, since we're all in Joburg right now? JP?
Yeah. It's
JP's program is coming
boys.
up well. It's a traditional boys. Yeah, you know,
and a lot of Craven Week players
the Lions
from
teams.
Gauteng will come from JP. That is a proper rugby school.
Yeah, any current Springboks? Off the top of your head.
Top of my head. More franchise players there.
Francois Pinard, I found that. Francois Pinard.
How do I find the Afis?
I found the Afis, ne?
I'm not sure. They speculate.
Speculate. We need to know this.
Yeah. And how's King Edwards when it comes to Europe?
That is
Malcolm Marx.
That is
Malcolm Marx comes
King
to
Edwards,
the top.
Yeah.
He cares is Siskolo yes.
Yeah.
Like this form now, it's a personal favorite of mine. Fees are decent because it's a public school. Your ability to get in is not very difficult. You can apply and ungene.
Yeah.
And they've got a great sporting program across. You look at it like Piabo, they've got a Springbok right now. Malcolm Marx. Generational.
Malcolm Marx is generational. It's generational talent, Malcolm Marx.
Generational. Then you look at some of the most talented club players. A lot come from Kes. Some didn't make it, some did. But you think Omjegiv, Scar.
Yeah.
Scar. Yeah,
iweskela
fee.
team.
He has a deal, but
Iweskela group, they did so well in producing because Sharks got someone there in Jared Mayer, who was a great sender, but didn't get to the echelons. Just like Umchekevu. Great sender, didn't become a Springbok. But we remember the talent.
Habana.
We know, Brenna Bana gave the
greatest.
greatest to come out of Cares.
Habana suke Cares. Wayidlala
Greatest to come-
sender, ilizwe
Yep.
12 Cares.
Yep. Greatest
Habana.
Cares. So, Cares is a kakhle. Traditional
Yeah.
boys school.
Yeah. Very from now the Cares, Maritzburg, Durban High.
Okay.
Very fond of those schools.
Okay. Springboks aseJepi, sorry ni bras. Ngosibongos.
Zbungos.
Oh,
Spongos. Yeah. So like ezikolo Cares ne St John's are literally next door to one another. But difference yayibona ingakanani when it comes to playing the sport, which is rugby. Does this mean ezintwana zase St John's aziyelanga loo nto zona apha esikolweni?
I think led indwana zamabhuju are likely to do izinto zamabhuju.
Okay.
That's the issue.
Water polos.
Yeah,
Yes,
that was the
rowing.
issue with. I remember a debate that was going on in England. That one of the reasons they struggle to always go over the edge is because a lot of the development, rugby is a private school sport in England, whereas here not so much.
So much.
It's not some in public schools in England they play soccer. You have to go. Then you start to see it's a different type of mentality. It's not the be all and end all. So mhlawumbe St John's it's
Ikhona, but
Yeah.
you know,
I mean ziyadlala zantwana kuzibona
yeah.
but there's no great St John's team esawuncola.
Okay, no, ndiyakuva VK, ndiyakuva. And St John's is pricey as well, so besingabali incam kuyo.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
doesn't
but
fit our criteria.
Cares iJepi. Afrikaans boys ePitoli. Just that the language might be a barrier.
Afis, yeah.
Yeah, there is a
There's
good
no
school,
Tsepo that's come there.
but it's a public school.
Yeah.
It's a public school.
It's
So
yeah.
the only barrier is the language.
It's a big factor the language barrier because umanthathe usibulele ndimkhuphe phaa eTsomo High ndimise phaa ndimlahlile
Yeah,
ndimlahlile umntana basically.
Integration might hinder the talent.
100%. So what would be perfect? Sesibale iCares.
Yeah.
iJP ikhe yaba ne-way man. It was a story. It's a sad story actually, where they had this talented boy uManyike. Ntwana iJP, SA Schools captain. Don't know if he made it to SA under 20. I'll just have to look at that. Captain SA Schools laa ntwana dlala fly off, black fly off, talented fly off. Yalahleka laa ntwana. Yalahleka laa ntwana. It was found ngaseHammanskraal eswelekile.
Yeah, I remember the story.
And it was said to have had drugs as well. Into yayo shame. Yabo. Now my question is, ufunde eJepi man kwisikolo, you'd believe ubasikhathalelwe, there's a program, you're excelling. Where do you start i-substance ezinje? And is it because of your location yesikolo that puts you in the middle of into ezinje, which iJepi is in Joburg, yabo? I think there's any factors ebendizicinga ngoba njonga
Yeah, but
isikolo
you also
kunalo.
look at like St John's, Cares, very close to the CBD.
But bavalelwe la Houghton. They kind of
Okay, yeah, in that sense,
enclosed.
in that sense,
Yeah, bona to the outside
That
door.
sense.
Yes, you can see Telkom or Vodacom right here, which makes that hill, bro. But at least by enclosed, that's why there's a big difference. EJP doesn't get that luxury.
Yeah. Hey.
So VK, having heard this story, this very sad story, might I add, would you make Project Henry, now it has featured, would you make Project Henry HAP?
Ayikho intwana yami enozi eJP.
Is this before or after they're doing the way? Even before.
With that in context, but even before.
Even before, okay.
Ayikho intwana yami eno eJP.
That's it.
Ayikho intwana yami eno Parktown.
Parktown. Yabona Parktown.
Izikole ezinezimbo nje ezo.
I mean, like, out of the options available, they do rank very low priority list. Like, I would try them out in other schools and everything. But yeah, like, out of the options available, they rank low.
Angaya. Option i-Curo.
Sorry?
Ngadle ntwana ngayo-Curo. Ayi asifane sijonge iJP.
Okay.
But
okay.
Not nje ngomzimba okhululekileyo ndiyofaka
Uthi short JP.
To handle italente yakwam yamacheza
Italente yojalamba.
Yeah. So mna eJoburg instead I think ngabhetele ndiyoyifaka ko Pretoria Boys. Bhetele.
Okay, you'd rather
Bhetele ndiyojonga ePitoli. If ayikwazi ungena eCares.
Need a photo studio? The Dreamstream Photo Studio includes a 2.7 meter PVC backdrop in black and white and is available for only 115 rands per hour. You can also rent a Canon R6 and lights. All rentals are for studio use only. Terms and conditions apply. Contact studio at dreamstream.co.za.
Thank you, Ben, for coming out tonight. My name is Son of Augustine. Let's go.
Ndiyojonga ePitoli or masigoduke kodini.
Godukwe.
Masigoduke.
You're not considering.
Eastern Cape inezikole ezithathu umadoda italent factory.
President Kafeloba, when we take out ezinye factor, ibhitile.
Yes.
Ijobe Gauteng.
Yes.
Ebo ibhitile
Yes.
Gauteng.
Because you also have to think led wherever you're staying, to travel to the CBT you are drop umntana. Otherwise le ntwana ihamba ne-staff. And suka kwizi-staff ke thina.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Awahamba no-uncle bani phaa kwi-staff abatya izikhafuthina. So nyani, it then becomes, iCares becomes the beaming light.
Cares makes sense.
Look at Northcliff.
Northcliff is coming along. I mean,
for his high.
Yeah.
I've seen rugby cultures in Northcliff. Iyakhula.
Because
Iyakhula.
seyivela nakwi-super sport schools ngo.
Yeah. The Chutuka brothers, Sisuga Pa, just forgot who else, but khona nezinye players man that are Pago Lions. Sisuga Pa, of which iyakhula la culture, but ayikabi Yolando.
Yeah.
Yabo,
Where it's
uyifunayo.
for example, you look at the current Springboks team. There are players outside these traditional schools, right? Khona umtshito osuke Linden High School. Who would think Linden is just old Joburg? You only think when you want to have a morning coffee. But it's called in the Springbok. This current team just forgot who. From a Linden.
No. Vandenberg, I saw Springbok, but he's probably the closest one to a call-up.
Let me just check. So you then start to say, Nalindwana then has a responsibility. But wherever you take him, you push it.
Yeah.
Ifunda
Divorce Malan.
Force Malan okay coin program no.
Kuyadlalwa nje fire. Hayajule divorce. Hayajule divorce.
A generational talent.
Generational talent at that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Then you look at abantu abaphume ko Otenikwa.
Yo. Andona zistepa kakhulu.
You look at Urasa kafunanga myo.
Urasi is it myo kanye kodwa ndiyazi ba ngwangapha humans to upside
PE
akakho pha
phako dispatch
yeah. Man yeah dispatch my bad itinarha
so zikhona it doesn't necessarily have to be kuba intwana kufuneka ifunde cares but whatever school oyisa kuyo khawujonga ba idlala neziphi izikolo because iLinden inganayo chance yofluka iCares first fumana invite North Cliff Randburg High sisiphi esinye isikolo esilava
Bryanston the few schools in Bryanston yeah
but ubuzawusa intwana zakho ko Pridwin leyo intwana izawudlala iwater polo
yeah buye intwana city starting number 1 ku badminton
asikazi utyabo
sizukutya
I can't even be an agent bengithatha icourse yo manage professional player
so if niva kakhle madoda mna senibize 2 schools and one ba project Andre
Jean Klein High School Linden
or school Linden Jean Klein yes yo but yeah ujikele yena for ubasa Springbok man
uqalela
phezulu which ke ngoku uzizwe lo mncinci akazayo lo privilege yabo then sathi uba nibize xa ndiniva kakuhle mna it's Cares and PTA boys
afizi nombali italent ephuma pha
yeah
That language
nombala
language barrier
uyomelela kanophuma pha
and then ezizilapha eNorth ke ngoku your Bryandale your Bryanston mostly ke zona they into soccer.
I think there's isikolo led that I say umntana ngamumsa but the talent yakhe would have to be so overwhelmingly convincing you know
Without a doubt.
yes
Only Lions player in the school
yes
ever.
so le ntwana yaqala iCraven week under 13
Okubi Lions system.
yabo
Okubi Lions system.
Oko.
Yes, Craven week.
ithi yo matriculate ibonwa le yabo intwana ezinjalo
Okay.
but if le ntwana yakho is an above average player first team player yabo first team player yona but you want ipolisheke it's probably best uyisa kwisikolo esine program established Eastern Cape Selborne andiyazi kwenzeka ntoni kuyo Selborne andazi noba imali ayisayifaki na kwi-rugby yayo
Selborne bra has been like that for years, man. Andiyazi ntoni nami problem with Selborne. Talent it ends after matric.
Yeah.
Icime ungazibone le chap uyibone le chap lena wawuyimakhile eSelborne yayichisa dibana naye mall now as a family man. He quit rugby the day valedictory. Understand you were such a great rugby player.
Yeah.
Why didn't you go forward? And yazi ba yenziwa intoni loo nto nami yazi.
Shambi, traditionally we've always associated Selbon with money, right?
And also, this is a guess, like the pathway towards, because the Selbon in its proximity to a dysfunctional union, which is the Border Bulldogs.
Okay.
When we talk about rugby, that might be one of the discouraging factors to continue with the rugby.
But speech, la border. Iqala uba dysfunctional after under 18.
Yeah.
So as Ndwana, iborder with Craven Week performs well. So fun was happy.
You should be good enough to get picked.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
You should be good enough to get picked.
Iba dysfunctional iborder kayifuneka absorbe omapimpi or arm from these outlying schools. But iborder under 18 kawujonga la team list nezikolo zi-Queens, zi-Dale, zi-Selbon. Kufanele kubekho mhlawumbe intwana se-Hattrick ngelakhi. Ibe generational. Uyabo ezazikolo ndithi kufuneka ibe overly convincing.
Sure.
Man Craven would play Hattrick. So up to under 18, it's very well run because it performs well with Craven Week and the resources nazo. Iborder country is fucked.
Yes. By district.
Border country is fucked. But iborder yona akonwani ngena cox pa
100%. Kuthena ntwana zingekho good enough to play
Command the
to Varsity Cup. Well, they do get to Varsity Cup. Let me not say as few.
Yeah.
Ezinye after that Varsity Cup, they just don't seem to take it to a franchise level or to the Springboks, which is the ultimate level. Maybe we need umntu owakwafuna Selbon apha kushow.
Yeah.
We
from
need
the players I've seen. Khona lando bona ba lo umntu doesn't take no. Like pusha ngetyhala ngesifuba. I mean, you look at players, very good high school players. Ike Sharks stayed for 3 years. Bibalis, why you used to get this fee per match? Oh, a good life, Glomchitali. That's what it was. He wants to get out of this under 21 setup. Ayo, you know.
Yeah.
When you get to that level, everyone is talented.
everyone's talented. And you find that abantu abanemali kunako kwenu. Ayona bucawe kumali kokwenu. Hayi komodo nemali pa. Ndothi nefarm eNelspruit. Ngoku wena ufika unefama engaseKathkathi pha ungwase Selbon and the money.
Selbon inaso khona iSpringbok ayinaso.
Nazo Andre Vos. They also had Rory Cockart who played for you first.
Rory Cockart.
No, Brent Russell.
Brent Russell.
Yo, Brent Russell. Brent Russell.
League Selbon.
Okay. Then it would be Selbon. Then the traditional rivalry at Dale and Queens.
Now.
Grey PE. Khona isikolo before ungene led. That I'm very fond of Eastern Cape kuthiwa iPearson.
Okay.
Co-ed.
They born iPearson.
Excella ntombi pha, excella mfana. Because the netball yabo
It's ranked high.
baya producer ne hockey yabo baya producer. Ne rugby banazo intwana. But it's not in terms of money. You're not gonna find to andandifunda ne CEO yakabani bani. It's a normal school. Mama itishala, tata principal, funde Pearson.
Is it a boarding school?
No. It's a co-ed scholars asepa. I don't know if they have a boarding school. But
Boarding
scholars asepa. It's good.
Because when you like ngabantu abaphanda in Joburg, Cape Town, not many people esibaziyo, well, mnen baziyo are in PE or raising a family in PE. Yeah, bakhona, but not many.
Yeah.
Senthetha ngathi ngokapha etafuleni. Oba Ngoku, do we have a Springbok from Pearson?
No.
Ngafuneka kube ile yami intwana yodala.
Yes.
Uyibona loo nto?
Intwana yase-Pearson inayo chance yoyenza i-EPL fans. Craven Week team yayo. More than intwana ese-high school Linden to make i-Gauteng Craven Week squad.
Yeah.
More chance in Pearson.
Ndiyakuva.
And ziyadlala izantwana because nazo zike zingene ku-super sport schools.
And the best channel for intwana se-Pearson is
Umzalo active.
Umzalo Active and ischooling sakhe angasiyeke le Pearson. If kuyangeneka kwalapha NMMU. Ndona ngoku awufuna udlalela ivarsity ezawubethwa oko.
Ivarsity Cup mna. Ingasi intwana ingayi kwivarsity Cup.
Utsho right now.
There's a lot of politics into yevarsity Cup.
Enye into VK, it's hard not if you Project 100 needs a varsity because Poland wayodeliverisha into ivarsity Cup yokuqala t-tax.
But there's a chance of failure with varsity Cup. There's also a chance of failure.
There's a chance of failure everywhere.
Andifuni intwana yami yoba neni-injury kwivarsity Cup.
Izoba lapha esikolweni ngalo funeka upasile uzudlala. So that's
And ayikho iplayer i-generational engazange inxiba i-moon boot.
high
school.
100%. 100% true.
Yeah.
So, varsity is important. And the channel oyangayo because I've seen a lot of talented people abasuke Eastern Cape, and I think that's another thing about our Eastern Cape talent. It xa ifike eGauteng, let's say UJ, iyafuna uspeciwisha isikolo. But ifika ingaziwa, ingayazi naba mayephi. Whereas if you're closer to home, Pearson, NMMU, you're playing on TV. If uchisa nyani, uchisa nase TV. If uchisa nyani, uchisa na kwiteam etyiwayo. If we le generational talent izawuzisa imali yamazizi. You bekumele uyachisa. So
Olembi babetshisa ku-Michael House zi-week.
Yayibona ke lonto to be the first Springbok. Yabona nto upcheze ethetha uba iPearson has never had a Springbok. It will need to be Uyoms, the first Springbok obuye pha. If mna ndincame imali yam oba ayimthana khawuyobhoda ePearson.
Mna I would most if intwana yam idlala irugby and ayibona intswembu, I'd rather take him to Pearson than a Woodridge.
Okay. Say kuphi grade PE.
Hayi grade PE is an established school.
Sitsho kwezi
Siyayazi. If you can get in competition yongena especially kwamakasa aseBhayi. Wathi unxibe la blazer kwasekasa eBhayi kaloku sewufamous. Lantwana segrey.
Lantwana segrey uyi-challenge ukuthi ngoba sedlala nathi rugby.
And kufuneka siyibone kwalapha ekasi le talent yakho. Awunothi ungaqhaqi thina ekasi kuthi i-generational talent egrey.
For me that's better for me. That's better for me.
We then start to speak of those things intwana iqala egrey ku grade 1. Those are things that can blunt a player. Eke mhlawumbi kuyodibana nehanga seNew Brighton. Wabo. Ikigruzuke ebaleni elingenanya.
Engenanga.
Ixa inyatheli ikhokha itshoni 8 touch iqonde yo. Izintwana kudala zidlala kamnandi mosabo.
Ngathi sidlala ngenyawo xa uzibukela.
Yakona amabhala esekasi kaloku uyacinga kawuza kucinga itackler. Shit. Cinga le itackliswayo bamur because sowebini sijonge lenhlaluthi
possibilities zelibala nale content izawukwenzeka ngoku.
So ubuze layinini because I'd rather push you then
commit with the shoulder.
Rek yase Queens sewubhabha
Committing with the shoulder.
You are
But classes get up, brothers is girl. I think we need to also
I think in Joburg, it's safe to say he cares.
Let's possibilities. Abene possibilities. Isikolo sikhethayo, if it's mainly rugby, then ufuna focus kuyo wena as the parent, and naye is probably most. Makabe nayo nento ba kakuzame na cricket fundini.
So
It has to have a
that's
good
into benza
cricket.
ithetha lethu.
Yeah.
The generational talented players. I-player talented excella kunto yonke esikolweni. uGibbs eBishops wayidlala iCraven Week irugby edlala professional he had made his professional debut at 16 cricket edlala nedisc
Yeah.
italent
Talent le.
AB de Villiers as well.
AB talent bani la best friend yakhe leke as captain nayo
Ufaf.
Fef talent excel everywhere where ka uphume high school you make a choice I mean now you're prop make a choice ba ufuna udlala cricket ufuna udlala irugby ufuna udlala disc
Yeah. Even Malcolm Marx udlala disc.
Malcolm Marx
Yeah.
kodwa uyayibona timing ikhona
Yeah.
Hey.
timing
I know it
ikhona.
explains a lot. When I was well like this,
Timing ikhona
boy cares ke ngoku. Iphinde ufumana ezinye points cares.
because he cares cricket khona Graham Smith khona
Mackenzie.
bani lentwana ese under 20 captain
Oh.
It's dangerous
the
play.
current
Italente ye rugby, ye player that was a good footballer or a good cricketer. It's Wambler rugby talent. I've seen it. I've seen it in the past. On number 10, but Eastern Cape and Bazion Kulena Bom. Kabasa Alice. And what do they all have in common? They're flipping good cricketers.
ah
Oh, yeah, bo. So,
cause
yeah, man.
in high school you should be excelling kuyo yonke into xa uzawuba elite talent squash ukhona cricket ukhona rugby uselithemba athletics ukhona obvious
It comes standard, athletics.
Obvious.
Leon. It comes standard.
obvious
Something. Noba intoni, something.
talent ke leyo now xa vele bentswembu kwirugby mhlawumbi udlala u2 eyi uzawudibana nendwana ezondleke more than wena ba
Sake nditsho ngiphiyesini ibiza malini per year, do you guys know?
it's an affordable school it's a public school
Public school.
public school nabi fees omthatha high so
Okay, that's
normal child can go to PSC
that's reasonable, because especially if you want a boarding. Yabo ngoku baza izikolo zalapha eGauteng ke ngoku with boarding.
With boarding,
But
yeah.
if you want to nurture
but
or project your
yabona i-public schools mna i-DHS ndingamuva
Yeah.
Durban.
to Durban.
As much as I hate humidity for yona Hashimamla nohamba Lance Klusner
Tapes ubuthelezi.
no referee Ian McLeod no referee Maritzburg College ngamuva to Maritzburg for iso school
Okay, iMaritzburg kuyapasa
Butch
nopasa
James.
ke zizantwana eziya.
yabo you start to think of Butch James
Miller.
David Miller
How's Kersney? How does Kersney fare kwezanto zenzeka eDurban?
iKesney izikolo zamabhutshu
Okay. Okay.
yabo lungashabalalo ngayiyo neMCM eMaritzburg
Respect.
So Durban fights. I think Durban actually.
uyo iDurban High School
iDurban iyayilwela North.
iDurban High School mna yo asisikolo lesi I'd put it up there alongside Cares
Is it?
Durban High School yo nayo ne generational team Swembi Glenwood but a bit more expensive Durban High public school public school so nobiyadura but I know idura ifike
Yeah.
kweza Kesney you know once uqala iKesney kufuneka wena tata
I'm on my feet, the underdog, and I won't be beat. Turn the lights up now, welcome to the show. I ain't never
Are you a musician?
all I know. My eyes on the prize until I die. I'm gonna rise.
The Dreamstream Music Studio is now available on Sundays for only 295 rands per hour.
We work for a ball in line. We gon' give it all until the end of time.
It includes a 12-channel desk, a variety of mics and cables, electronic drum kit, and a laptop for recording. Terms and conditions apply and booking is essential. Contact studio at dreamstream.co.za for a site visit.
You know that like city of my exchange student in the UK.
Hey. That's how the story is.
But
Okay, and then okay, Kez, Pretoria boys.
ubunomntana intombazana.
Ooh, interesting. That's enough for umntana wami intombazana. It's because I'm a tall person and no mama ngumntomde. Netball, swimming. I don't know much about Crawford. I tried to look. Obithi into Crawford, but I saw that
Siyadura so skolo. Sidura nangaphezulu kwesins.
siyadura sasikolo lesiya. Sisi's is one that has a good swimming program. They haven't touched on swimming.
Another public school yamantombazana in Swimbo, but again language barrier. In a program in Swimbo for amantombazana Afrikaans war Macy school epituli. Program yabo ina two current Protein netball players. The director of netball yabo yay honored by World Netball in 2021. Netball team yayo coach by former Proteas captain Amanda Maynard. Mali ke leyo program le.
War Macy. You lost
That's
me there.
the thing.
You lost me there.
That's the thing.
Cause how you born about Angelo girl picture.
But then again, the netball, much like a rugby, because it's also a bully sport. Uyakwazi ufunda outlier cause ubongiwe msomi ufunde chief Lutai high eDurban. Phumza amawenu ufunde kwamfundo secondary eKhayelich. But funeka ube ne height. You can make it in those schools. But Afrikaans Macy School, yona. If you go to St. Stephen's, yona. Fumdana kuya Eunice Bloemfontein. Netball programs pa. Wanga Mthatha High. Khona sigeza nazo i-SA players and netball pa ophelo. But bufuna dlala iProteas. Msekwezi zikolo.
Obufuna umntana kwadlale i-netball at a high level. Ungamse Queenstown Girls High School.
Week.
Hey, I girls as a struggle shame phaku netball.
Zazi nekhismaton.
I have no idea, but they never won games. And
Indoda.
no one played sports afterwards.
Indoda mna ebudaleni siyathanda uqhathana. Athi umuntu wayegenerate once benekhismaton I know ithi mkaka. Sek. Wawayibona professional player nekhismaton.
Nehloko enkulu hayi.
Yabo let lento uyithela eswimming. Iswimming mna I'm not worried about yona. You can go anywhere and swim. Swimming is a money sport. Iswimming ungafunda Mthatha High uye ku Olympics as long as ukho imali kuwena. Tsali coach eJoburg. Access to Olympic swimming pool. Registerisha umntana wakho zonke i-swimming meetups.
Okay.
Because you look at lo mntana uTatiana yeah. Yena at least why is a high performance center Tag Sport High School. Khona high school up ePitoli that works in conjunction with EUP. Tag Sport High School, high performance high school. Into njengathi netalent ingangena bo. Ayifunda pha but Penny Haynes ayifunda Manzi Mtoti High School. Penny Haynes So idinga nje uba either wena uyakwazi udada which ndine swimming captain phakwam.
Okay.
So
Okay.
nami ndandiyindadi. So noba angafunda phi kwi-swimming as long as wena i-resource zakho uzidedicate kulo mntana. Because ku-rake niyetleng qha intwana endithe kandijonga ngabantu be-swimming ngibona Grey College.
Yeah.
But now I don't think he became a professional swimmer because of Grey College.
That's switch.
So as individual sports zone, maybe not so much, but the team sports, hockey,
Yeah.
yeah, you need to be in a proper program. Cricket, proper
We're
program.
close to high performance, of which that's what we lack in the Eastern Cape. There are not many high performance centers. As much as we've got the talent, you have to leave the Eastern Cape.
Which is where these private schools excel.
100%.
Individualistic. Twindwana a number one squash player. So what? Oh yeah, Egypt.
That was Egypt. I remember in high school, Kwindwana Gutwa is top 5 quick golf in the country. And he's standard number 1 upper scale. We don't even know indie golf trials zipping.
Saying number one.
What than number 1 standard. As Indo as a Gauteng comes with a lot of privilege as well. And if you can, or in you can align them well here in Joburg. Angafumana some of that privilege with a lot of talent. That's where when millions zakwatas features ngafika and millions zakwachase nasemazizini singafika.
But ubufuna umntana akho unetalent ungamsecure.
No, khange kutshone
Uyoyibulala lo talent.
Ayicumza then abone free in the field.
Kodwa iPad ba.
Yeah.
I don't
Done
know
for.
what the sports kit looks like. What they
Yazi la trolley bag.
Oh yeah.
Ah, lekuthi isinda abantwana. But nazo izikolo madoda mina that I can think of.
Western Cape, khange singene kakhulu Western Cape, in Western Cape inzima.
Western Cape because akhona isikolo singaduriyo ba iBishops iyadura Rondebosch Public School yes
but
iyadura. Sex
ziyadura sex bra.
Pals ziyadura.
Yeah. And
Weinberg.
Adura Weinberg.
And let's make outskirts ezinye in your pals.
But
in your Stellenbosch.
Bishops you wanna definitely if you can afford. Aya producer Sasha basuka pa Imad Khan basuka pa Gibbs basuka pa sikolo eso. The school. Idinga imalana.
Idinga imalana.
IHerschel izikolo zamantombazana ezibhadlileyo ezo.
In the Western Cape.
As producer. Pal girls.
Yeah. Ndeniva mnamadoda.
Yo. Funa umuntu osepha.
Yep.
Cause it's got
But mna definitely ndingasuka eGauteng.
for eziphi isikolo?
Ndingasuka eGauteng mna for iGrey PE.
Hlale kula moya wasebhayi.
I was about to say xa singahlala eBhayi. Because akekho umntana okhulela eBhayi ubhadlileyo.
Hayi. Hey, icimelo ndawo.
Ubuya la ntwana seyilitaliano. I say that because Utana was a mother well.
So it's close to home.
Selborne.
Would you send your kid to Selborne?
No, someone's at the school. Unless you have your eggs all in one basket, which is like sporting excellence.
Ngafuneke nami ndibe ne coaching esekuqaleni eSelborne. But eBishops imali khona yeah.
Definitely if imali khona.
Bishops, Run the Bosch Boys, Sex.
St. Andrews.
Squash up. I love squash, but
That's your thing,
yeah,
the squash.
Ferrari squash.
That's which. When now, what would make you relocate for your daughter to pursue a generational wealth through talent or a generational talent? Okay?
Generational talent. Nah. To relocate him, I would look at the Eastern Cape, but where when we talk, when we talk,
King Williamstown girls.
Not a Kingsridge.
Collegiate madoda sisikolo samantombazane collegiate ikhona nakula top 10 ye-SA schools se-netball collegiate
I would look at the Eastern Cape.
awungahlali ebhayi
Which was abadle.
VK akafuni tu uhlala ngaseSummerstrand or anywhere close.
And there's also like the Western Cape, like Pearl Girls, but yeah, there's like the matter of it being costly and everything. But like I would look at it. Maybe by the time she gets to high school, I would have made a few millions. I don't know how, but
you know mnandi ngesport for example netball umntana wakho is close to 2 meters nokusemthatha high law we can work with him
Ngasetshenzwa apha.
gents now sixela nani ku-comments madoda uba
Sesiphi nyani isikolo man nisixelele nathi
not over 100,000
yeah that's the cap 100,000
la cap iqale yasicingisa creatively
yes it did and then kwezinye izikolo in Gauteng isoka ke na kwisoka you just apply the same
ingxaki isoka kunzima uinvest ku-generational talent
and it's also
so angasi-talented
yep.
Pale ezininzi so
And it's also
angasi-talented
like not centered around like schools, say traditional schools.
yeah more academies,
academies and
ikamva yobuntu school of
school of
excellence
excellence and everything.
yeah
And then there's
and kwisoka intwana iyakwazi uthathwa emqandulo uyodlala i-chiefs so azuyibone loo nto kurugby
Yeah.
There's also that. I mean, like there's not I said to the Pirates right now, so the
ebona loo nto
nabo mngomini
Umgomeni, yeah.
so but at least sasine-bushbacks ngelo xesha but I mean nanku masibusane zungu
So,
efunde kasi
yeah.
wanzwembe emncinci yafika i-super sport kuthethwa ngale ntwana oko so kwisoka not really a pipeline or it's more scattered
Yeah.
with a bit of luck.
There are academies where you find that they are the go-to, maybe not necessarily producing the best talent, but they have a reputation where like the big teams would like scout from them.
Like Ubuntu.
Yeah.
Sundowns is 6 players from there. Stellenbosch.
Stellenbosch.
Just Stellenbosch. So noba usemqanduli khwela iteksi loo ntwana yeubuntu eStellenbosch uba kuthiwa idlala nyani zabangibhini emakhadi.
You know, and you see like Ikamva had all that funding.
Yeah, Ajax, Amsterdam.
Yeah, in Amsterdam. And to this day, you know, like there's bigger clubs like poaching from there. Like there was like a rumor, or not a rumor, but like there were complaints from Ikamva that one of the bigger clubs up in Gauteng were like targeting their under 12 players.
Yabona ke awuthatha una 12 sewuna element yoba generational.
Yes.
That's which kayivale bra.
Yeah, you know, we could talk kuse this topic, you know.
Yeah.
Great one.
1 hour is not enough.
1 hour is
Yeah,
not
it
enough.
needs the topic, and I think we need to touch up on it from time to time.
Maybe we can have a part 2.
Yeah. We should maybe even a guest, someone who's in the school system, someone who knows the schools, and then we'll take it from there. Otherwise, just switch. Ungayivala for singalibali guys. Over Dream Stream Podcast Studios. So that's where we're shooting today, as usual.
Crafty sips.
Yes, Come check them out. And yeah, we'll be back again for another episode next week. And do join us for crafty sips and winning tips. Cheers.